We love it. We hate it. We hate it and love it again. Yes, it's Warcraft, and we're here to talk about it. Welcome to the WoW Reckoning Hour. Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to episode 3 of the WoW Reckoning Hour. I am Leonard, your host of the show, along with my co-host Sam, and we're here to continue to talk to you about 715 Nighthold release this week, and we want to kind of give our take about how we feel about that, along with some other cool things that we want to go over. So I want to reach out to my co-host before we get into everything to see what she's been up to this week. So take it away, Sam.
Let's see. What have I been doing this week in World of Warcraft? Well, I've actually been kind of lazy. I don't know. Other than doing Nightholds and doing my world quests on my Paladin, I haven't really even touched my Priest. I've just been kind of farming AP. I don't know. I've just been tired this week, so I've been taking it a little bit easy. And Nighthold took a lot out of me. Two nights of progression. That's killer. So that's pretty much what I've been up to.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been doing too much either this week. Searching around, looking for stuff. Really just enjoying getting my AP up and to finish out my 54th trait on my weapon.
54.
Right.
Actually, you know what? We were just talking about this yesterday, me and Mike, and he's like, how many traits are there? I'm like, I think there's 55. And then I went back and counted today. I'm like, nope, 54.
Nope. 54.
It's Snipes number 1 in our guild. Number 1.
That's right.
I'm number 2 though.
That's right.
Number 2.
What? Yeah. So I mean, it's that's good because I mean that's also bringing in the DPS, and even though I know it's really not the biggest topic, and we kind of gone over this, but it's very important for everyone out there. Whatever your main class is, get your traits up, because you can definitely be hurting the raid with your DPS with not getting that up. So it's real big that you need to make sure that you're doing. All right, so we got a new segment. I want to kind of go over a couple of things here. It's just we're going to go over some quick news, some stuff maybe you didn't notice out there. So a couple of things with that is botters have been handled a little bit. Yeah. Blizzard won another lawsuit against Honor Buddy, which is in Germany. They're owned by Bossland, which is one of the most, it is WoW's most advanced and popular bots that is out there. But as a result, the sales of Honor Bunny must cease in Germany. So
just in Germany, or you mean because that's where the company? So any.
Yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah. So that's big, Blizzard is definitely doing an excellent job on stopping botters and things like that, and so taking down the big boys, has been great. Another thing is the Curious Coins. I'm sure y'all have been seeing them drop a little bit more, so they increase the drop rate of the Curious Coins. So you should be able to see more of those and things like that. That was in a blue post, as well as when 715 dropped. Guess what's on the PTR?
Yeah,
7.2. Yeah.
The joy of flying is coming. It's coming.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be coming. I don't know. Obviously we don't know when and all that kind of good stuff. And Nighthold just came, so we have some quite a bit of time. But they're starting early with the 7.2 PTR.
I was
jazzed.
I was super jazzed when I saw that on MMO Champion, when you were like, hey, look at this. And I was like, oh my God, look at all this cool stuff. And hopefully, I didn't get a chance to read it all, obviously. And I went back today to try and find it. And that doesn't look the same as it did. But again, my week has been one big blur of I'm too tired to do anything in function. So I don't really remember what it really looked like, but I'm pretty excited later to and they have some kind of rendering on the new tier gear. And I have to say, Paladins look like they're getting a crown again. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't gone through and looked at all the other classes into that, but I have mine looks like my PvP champion gear. I'm kind of upset with the way. Kind of if you went and did all the Warden Towers and things like that, you get a piece of gear. Yeah. Well, you get a piece. Yeah, some of them have a PvP piece. I prefer a transmog set and stuff like that. Okay. But my Nighthold gear looks basically
avoid that actually. I don't know why. Whenever there's gear there, just because I don't need it, I just don't go unless it's on my Paladin. On my Priest. But I usually do it for artifact power.
It's just PvP. Yeah, it's just PvP gear. So, like I said, I just do it for the transmo and collect the sets and stuff.
I
So,
think that on that whole like uppage of the Curious Coin, I think they did the same thing with the Marks of Honor because I seem to be getting quite a few more quests now that are
mhm,
offering those, which is great for me because I still have 3 of the PvP mounts to buy and they're 15 honor marks or honor marks of honor.
right.
And I need them all.
Yeah, you can, and you can go, buy complete
And
sets and
they're
stuff
not
like
soul
that. So it's pretty
bound.
cool.
They're not soul bound. So you can do it on all of your characters and transfer it to one and they can go buy it. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
was
didn't know that.
super stoked. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna have to like go buy one on this mount, like one on this character, one on this character. And then I realized it was not soul bound, so I can just send them all to Brookz and Brookz goes and spends all the money. Yeah.
Wow, that's
I
pretty
know.
cool.
Little interesting facts I find out. I know. uh,
It's
we're
fun
so
stuff.
funny.
I did want to, so there's some cool things that are also happening with some of the world
Yeah.
quests, and something really cool that's also happened with some kind of mount or something
Oh my
in
God. Yeah.
with some blacksmithing. I don't know. So go
Okay.
ahead and tell me some stuff about the world quests and the
Okay,
mount.
well, first of all, we down Mitochondrius on Thursday, and what drops for me, the new blacksmithing mount. And let me I want to say the exact name, and I just like sorted out my bags. Okay, so the Felcor Hound harness. So this apparently, and it makes a steel bound harness mount, which are selling.
Looks like a core
Yeah, it's a
right?
core hound, but with a saddle. So, but the most important thing is this is the first time in WoW history that blacksmiths have ever gotten a mount. Like we always got stuck with the belt buckles, and now we're getting
Right.
a mount. So that is crazy and huge. And for all of you who decided when you came
Mhm.
into Legion, well, this sucks, I'm just going to drop it. It's too hard. Haha. Now go
Right.
buy one because they're like 175,000 on the auction house right now, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, those are big money. However, the mats that you need to make this thing are quite hefty. Like you need 100 demon steel bars. And when you break down that math, that's 200 fell steel and, 100 fell slate and then 100 of the laystone ore. So that it's a lot of grinding.
Wow.
If you want this, not to mention that you
Yeah.
also need fell hides, which come from skinners. And I'm assuming that these are not quite the easiest things to find. So I promptly
Mhm.
went and bought all of them up for 200 gold on the auction house. So I can only,
Or bloods.
yeah, can you get them with bloods?
Although you were saying the fell, I guess maybe I missed.
It's fell hides.
Well,
I think they're like special
fell
skinning.
hides. Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Oh, yeah.
If you can buy
Okay.
those with bloods, I'm good because I've only got like 1,000 of those. But so that was really exciting. And once I get to 800 blacksmithing, I'm like 9 points away. So it could take me like another 6 months to be able to craft enough stuff to like actually get to 800. Once I get there, I'm going to make myself one, and it'll be very exciting.
So who all drops the patterns? Is that you said you got it off Tychondrus, but was there multiple people that you can get the pattern
No,
from? And if
he
so,
is the only one, Mitochondrius.
oh, he's the only
Yeah.
one.
And but there is another mount that we all are going to be able to get when we finish our
Mhm.
Gul'dan quest chain. Now Hook said, because Hook killed him, and he said killed Gul'dan, sorry, and he got Arcanist Moonsaber. So he said it looks like the Mystic Runesaber. However, I believe it's a different color, and it also has a saddle. The nicest thing about it, although I'm not really sure like how much you're going to use this, but when you are running around in Suramar City, instead of having to use your mask that you get, you can actually just be riding on your rune saber, and then it like cloaks you in that night elf look. But I mean, kind of useless if you jump off, and then you know what I'm saying. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, so are you gonna be able to like attack on the mount, or able to maybe gather some stuff on the mount without it dismounting you? And then if it,
yeah, he didn't say like he
Yeah.
said that it didn't say that you could fly with it, but as soon as he got to Orgrimmar, he could fly on this mount. So it is a flying mount,
Okay.
and apparently this is a mount we're all going to get. Now there are some of those like crazy world quests popping up. I'm sure everyone saw those little new purple fun quests, and I know I was confused on Tuesday, as were a multitude of other people flying or like running around
Mhm.
Suramar trying to figure out where we get this. But the first one was in after the Scorpion in Nighthold. So once you down Scorpion, you go
Right.
and we got him and we downed him. And I don't know if anyone got anything off of him besides gold. The more bosses, I guess, that you kill in there, they unlock different world quests. It's kind of like the Fathom Dweller, which I'm not sure if everyone knows. It's that weird, crazy mount that nobody really knew about, and there's nothing like directing you to this, and you had to like go click a bunch of really or like cool orbs and like fall into places anyway. So it's kind of like that. I think you can only see these quests if you've downed the bosses. But at the same time, that other world boss popped up in the middle of Felsel Hold, and I could see it. And then Andre, my husband, he could see it, and he hadn't down any bosses in Nighthold. So I'm not really sure exactly how that's all going to work at this point.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be neat to see variations of different things on what's progressing the world quest. But I mean, obviously, those are something that we're gonna have to see over the weeks to come.
Yeah, like we'll
right?
see if anything changes as we down more bosses. But the one that was in the Fell Soul Hold, she does drop gear. I think there was a few pieces, so, and it's purple, and I think the item level on it was like 875. So
Okay, so what's her name, Azamorn or something like that?
I don't know because I killed her and I can't look her up right now. Yeah. But yeah, she was that big fat
big fat
lady. She reminds me of the in Deep Home, the woman that like runs Deep Home. You guys remember that in Canada?
Yeah.
That's okay. Baby got back. You know, what are you gonna do?
Baby, you got a lot of back.
and she's living in Fell, so I don't know how that's working out for her. But
right.
Whatever.
So with everything, Nighthold is here.
Yeah.
First off, kind of want to go around a little bit here and just, what was your takes on Nighthold for you personally, Brooks?
Well, I have to say that the beginning, like, it's very pretty. There's a lot of cool colors. There's a lot of cool things in there. I like the BOEs dropping off the trash like crazy. Although when we went and did our trash run last night, we got one to drop and it went to somebody who wasn't in the guild. So, but I don't know about you, Say, but I was like thinking that we were going to struggle a little bit on those first, like I only looked up the first 3 bosses and really I only kind of studied the first 2 because I was like, well, we'll be lucky if we get through these 2, right?
Right.
But we blew those. Well, I want to say we blew the first 3 out of the water. The first 4, the fourth one, I kind of feel like was lucky, and then we hit the wall on Titocondrius, right?
Right. Well, we had Chronosis that we had to do a couple wipes on that one. It was just breaking the bridge, realizing that you can actually go past the bridge. There wasn't like an invisible wall that stopped you from getting like falling off the bridge. So we had a couple just dumb things on that, and then we went and killed them. I mean, it wasn't.
I mean, really, I kind of feel like it's too easy. I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like a lot of it, we didn't need to, like, we didn't do mechanics. Like, we didn't. And you know what? We didn't study some of these fights. So we kind of went with the attitude of, let's just try it. What can go wrong? But I didn't learn anything from it. I don't feel like I have knowledge to take forward into like heroic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And maybe over time, as we kind of go through the mechanics a little bit more, like next week and the week after, and we just get used to it, maybe. But I don't know, Blizzard, was it supposed to be LFR? I'm not sure, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like my take on it. It was, I didn't mind. I go in and I've done my research. I've looked at definitely certain fights that I feel like we were going to get to a point, but it was surprising. Like, it just was like, there was nothing. I felt like, I mean, just like I said, I felt like I was doing LFR until basically, I mean, I knew what was going to happen potentially was later on, things were going to progress and get a little bit harder and move through that process. But I think it should have had a little bit more ramping up as you're moving through the bosses. But, and then you hit Tichondrius and it's like, hey, here's this hard enrage timer. Welcome.
Yeah. I mean, and weren't you feeling kind of in that fight? Like, I mean, I don't know if everyone has done it or not, or, maybe you guys have seen the fights. And you know what, until you actually mentioned, and I can't remember exactly what you said, but the fights that were made by, what were they? Remember, I was like, oh, well, fat boss. And you were like, no, go and watch this. What are they called again?
Yeah. Everyone out there, if you're not, they're releasing more and more and they break everything down to make it so easy. It's called Line of Sight Gaming. You can go to YouTube and just YouTube, type in there Line of Sight Gaming, do a search on there, and the way they break down those fights it's unbelievable.
Like, honestly, you don't need a 15 or 16 minute video. Like, these guys, it's like football strategy almost. So if you understand football, which this is America, so I'm assuming everyone does, but you can do this, like, for sure. Okay, so we walk into Titocondrius. the mechanics are really not that hard.
No.
You know, I think too, with the class changes that came, some of the stuff that came, the hot fixes that came, people were maybe a little disoriented, like myself. They had changed one of my legendaries, and I was a little kind of disoriented and a little like, I felt like I was lackluster in my DPS. And then on top of that, I'm trying to like deal with all these mechanics. I'm thinking to myself, like, because for those of you who don't know, he spawns ads, and the ads are kind of a priority. You need to kill them. So as somebody who is like working on single target DPS, I feel like right now, for myself anyway, running back and forth isn't helping. And like, that's where we're kind of running into this wall where it's like, we can't down him. He's enraging because we just don't have the DPS on the boss.
Right. And that, you know, that kind of goes into another thing is that, you know, everyone that's raiding out there, and if you're pushing and you're trying to figure out, you know, I mean, we've had people that like switch their mains, and that's okay as long as they can get their traits in on their weapon. But I mean, we had some people that didn't have 35th talent. And what was the numbers that Stinkle brought up on some of the people that are missing, how much DPS we were missing?
Well, honestly, we were shocked at the amount, but he did the math, and like, obviously, again, I was in Tired Hazeland for a week, but I'm pretty sure it was 35 million that he said we were missing, because there were 7 people who were missing either that 5%. Now, granted, some of those people could have been healers, but still the 5% buff. Right. So 35 million, and we got him to 6% how many times on Tuesday? And that was less than that. That was less than 35 million, right? So even on Thursday when we were doing Star Augur or Ogler or whatever the heck your name is, bro.
Right.
Again, we were, what was it, like 2-3%? Like, we were right there.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit more of forgiving on some of the stuff. That one's another soft enrage. He goes into a phase, like, you can't burn him down, maybe, you know, get him lower in health on one phase. He switches phases at percentages, and so the last phase is basically his enrage that stacks, and then, I mean, it'll get to a point where it keeps doing more DPS where healers won't be able to keep everyone up. So it's kind of like a soft enrage. If anyone not knowing what the difference between a hard and soft enrage is, his soft enrage. So, I mean, you just, at that point, there's an ad that comes out, you kill it, and then you get back on the boss, and you have to keep the ad away from the boss, or you won't be able to do anything to either one. So, I mean, it's a pretty simple fight. Definitely a fight that's a lot easier. But see, that was kind of like the issue with Tychondrius, is we were getting him down to, you know, 6 and 8% every time. But see, that one is, we learned we would clear the big watcher after we've gone through 2 sleep phases, and then we would kill the watcher on that after that second one. Then we would kill the watcher, and after that, because then the ads start coming in where you're just basically all you're doing is killing ads. But what we did was, you know, how we got it was we killed one watcher, I believe, with one of the big ads, and then everyone just focused on boss, and we burned them so quick. I think we were just trying to kill too many ads. Yeah. In that last phase, and right before we're hitting stuff, because we got to a point where we were way ahead of the enrage timer. So it was just like, there's certain little mechanics you got to try and be like, everyone on boss, and
honestly,
then we could.
If you have everyone in your raid group at that, you know, 35th trait, the 5% increase your hidden artifact or above, it's going to make a huge difference. Because if you look, and I'm not going to say anybody's name, but some of the people that are at the top DPS in our group are the ones that do not have their hidden yet. And those people, like, look at the damage they're doing as it is, and then think about if it was just increased by 5%.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, and that's something we talked about last week with artifact knowledge and things of that nature. I've had my hidden one for quite a while now, but if I was sitting at that point, and it's not just anybody that's missing in our raid, but anybody out there, like, before Tuesday, or whenever your group raids, before you raid, get your 35th hidden. There's so many things, and with by now, that if you weren't at your artifact knowledge of 25 by you know, reset coming up in a couple of days for a brand new, you know, fresh runs and everything like that from Tuesday, you should be at 24 or 25. And we talked about some of the percentage numbers on that. So 24 is your sweet spot, really.
It doesn't take
35, like, do artifact power, and then if you're missing it by a few, go run some freaking mythic pluses. Or just mythic.
Walk
or
into
just
an LFR. Dailies. Like, this is what I mean. Clearly, I understand a lot of people don't have a lot of time, but I mean, look at my husband. He has no time, and he has more artifact power in his weapons than the majority of our raid group. I'm on my
Yeah.
priest have already opened the hidden trait in my disc and then sunk a whole crap ton of artifact power, which literally I told you, like, I didn't work on her at all. Yesterday was the first
Right.
time, and I literally am 5 away from my hidden
Yeah.
on my shadow. So, and I don't even like, that was just one day of walking around doing world quests, and I didn't even get them all. And I think I did like 2 dungeons. And there's now those artifacts, like they seem to be pumping out more for dungeons now, where they're giving you like 100,000 artifact power if you just go in and do the world quest inside the dungeon, which everyone is there to do anyway, and everyone is normally over geared to run heroic, so things go super quick. And that's 100,000.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, because I believe the number come out to, I think, to get to your 35th trait, you had to collect like
a million and something.
a million. Yeah. A million, like a little over a million. So I mean, it's really not that hard. Hey, right now I'm getting into almost my 54 trait, and I have to get like 4 million.
I'm at 3,785,000, and I started that yesterday or maybe on Thursday night, because right before raid I got my 15th into my hidden. So I am literally 5.5 bubbles away from getting my 16th trait. So that was Thursday before raid at 8 p.m. server to now.
Yeah. I mean, the whole point of this is just y'all just take the time and do it. And it'll definitely help.
Because you can't progress into mythic. You can't. There's no way. Like you can't even heroic is going to be hard enough without having that. And we saw for ourselves, because I couldn't figure it out on Titochondrius. I couldn't. I was like sitting there wanting to smash my face on the table, being like, I'm giving this everything that I have. My hands hurt. And I know everyone was like, we're just like, why? Like, why is this happening? Like, I'm pulling all of my tricks out of my bag of sleeves, bubbling so I can just stay on the boss and DPS, doing this, doing that. And we just missed it so many times.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was, and see, that's where, like, on these fights, so don't get me wrong, Nighthold is awesome. Like, I had so much fun, and it's nice to be tested on certain things. I definitely think that we should have gone a lot further than we did. Obviously we got Tichondrius down, and then we almost got Star down as well. And so we were only a few bosses from getting to Gul'dan, to be able to push through that. High Botanist is a lot of stuff that's going on. But before all those, you weren't really getting tested. Like, there was so much stuff that like I said, we go in there, I did my research, I'm looking, and then it's like you ignore all mechanics. And I didn't even feel like it was a normal raid. I don't mind it being on the easier side, because we are a geared guild. We most everyone, like the core people that we go into raids with right now, are geared. I mean, obviously we're missing some on their artifact, weapons and things like that. But outside of that, it was geared. But I expected like the first boss to be like a loot reaver, like they had in Burning Crusade and stuff like that. But I didn't expect that. Not only the first bosses, but then there's some bosses, after that were I just ignored everything. Like, it didn't even matter what was going on. And
that's what I mean. Like, I feel honestly like I could not tell you what we did some of this stuff. Like, and am I crazy? Like, I don't know, but I don't think I'm the only person that really feels that way either.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. But it was weird. It was just, I didn't even know what to do with so much stuff. And then we were looking up some of the fights, and then, I had a friend of mine, Death, was like, let's just do it. And like, we were trying to like look at, like, we didn't think, I mean, we knew we were going to progress and stuff, but we're like, oh, I didn't look at this boss. And so we're searching around, we go look for this and trying to do this. And we're taking a few minutes, just like going through, the dungeon journal and, or the raid journal, and looking at abilities and what do we need. And he's just like, let's just pull it. And then we kill it in one shot. Like, we were just ignored everything.
This is what I mean. Like, it was nuts. Like, it was completely nuts.
Right. Yeah, and it was crazy that you get to Tichondrius, a lot of people are like, well, this is like, it's not like this is a gear check, this is a gear check time and all that stuff. And it really wasn't a gear check. In my opinion, it wasn't a gear check.
It was a DPS race.
Yeah, well, it's just going from, right, but that's going to go with, DPS race. But if you have the high gear and abilities and things like that, then you're going to hit everything. We were
geared, and it wasn't the gear. It was the fact that people didn't have the artifact power.
Mechanics.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy when we were pushing through that, and but as we're moving up, and then you're like hitting Tichondrius, like just stopped like a wall that we hit out of nowhere. And it was, and it's cool that that happened for the aspect of being able to be a part of something, and that actually we got tested on and things of that nature. I think next week we'll clear.
Oh, I think so.
Nighthold.
I hope so.
We might get stuck a little bit on iBotanist and stuff like that, because there's just that fight is not that hard either. But there is a crap ton that is going on, so much stuff that is going on, and I liked the way that they did bring in so many different looks of bosses, and each boss you did feel unique. And now once we go into a little bit harder, like especially in the beginning ones, we go to heroic and things like that. We have to really make sure that we're not ignoring some of these things. Every boss did feel unique. I didn't see the same stuff. Some of them had like multiple phases. Some of them had one phase. Some of them had a 2-phase switch back and forth, like Tichondrius. But it was every boss felt something like, I felt like it was something different and new, not like just a rehash of something. So it was
overly impressed with the glitter. Remember it on going to Star Augur?
On Star, yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. And honestly, I wasn't the only person who thought that. It was just that some people didn't want to say it because y'all gave me such a hard time.
I think everyone had to, like, you walk into this, like, just, I mean, it feels like we walked into space out of nowhere.
It was awesome.
And it made it so cool. Like, if y'all haven't seen it, you can at least maybe watch a video on it. Hopefully your raid groups are getting there and you've done it. A lot of people have already, killed Gul'dan on normal and stuff like that. But it's a really cool fight, and especially when all the walls break out and then you're literally in space. Oh man. It definitely helped with my camera views on that. So that was awesome. I wish it would just start off like that. I wish it would just start that way. But I guess it only 90 goes to 90%, and that's when that's phase 1. So and it breaks
it's
out.
Kind of
so it's so
weird
cool
a little bit how the phases, how they like say the phases are, but yeah,
there's 4 phases. You'll get through phase 1 without even realizing you were in phase 1. Like it didn't even, like, you're going into phase 2 and you're assuming what normal would be feeling like, all right, now we're about to go into phase 1. Nope, you're going into phase 2. Mm-hmm. They mesh so quickly into that, so you don't even know. Then you have the fell. So phase 3 is the fell, and then phase 4 is gut check time. DPS harden. You hit the soft enrage. See how far you can go. It was
fun though, like for real, and pretty.
Impressive. Yeah. And even Cronus, that was cool. Like he pounds and breaks the bridge away, in different sections as you move. And that's you can't out DPS it. He's gonna break. He's gonna push you against the wall a little bit. But that's how the fight's supposed to go. It's not supposed to where like you can go kill him and on his second bridge break or anything like that. It's set in times when he does it. So and in percentages.
I found it interesting on that fight as well, because I was thinking to myself, okay, I've got plenty of time. I can horsey on out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't. Both me and Death and Akumo all got caught in that, like got the bridge broke right on our asses. It was like, oh yeah, you think you're so cool? Boom, peace out. Okay, thanks so much.
Yeah, even Hook, he rushed right off the bridge.
It's nuts. Like, and you know what? I think that because we're also used to having these like safety things in place that when they're not there.
Like the safety net that was there.
Yeah.
It was rather comical, and not knowing where did the raid go, and
I was like, like, what do you mean I died? Like, because it wasn't hard.
I mean, and that's kind of like what I was, saying with it's just every fight is so unique. I might be a little, salty about the ramp up and stuff like that, about the beginning bosses being a joke and stuff. And I know when we go into heroic, it's really going to see how being more involved into the fights than we did on normal. But good job, Blizzard.
Yeah, it's
Nighthold is kick ass. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say.
I haven't really seen anything this cool. I kind of almost want to say that it's as beautiful and colorful as like Ice Crown Citadel, because Ice Crown Citadel 2 was like really cool with all the different things they had to do, like that there was different wings, and then there was different things like going into the plague wing, and then like Cinder Gosa and the outside, and like all these really cool things. And I feel like they're just getting better and better with like opening up how dimensional it can be, like if you kind of look back to where they've progressed from.
And obviously, I'm a critic, right? And so with Nighthold, I would say a good fix that they should do is the map. Like,
the map was confusing.
I didn't feel lost. I just didn't feel like like I love the fights and where they were going with those. Even watching some of the videos on the harder fights and things like that, I love that. But like I know I'm in this city, or I'm going into Nighthold, and then we're breaking into here. I felt disconnected from the overall of the dungeon.
Yeah.
Like of the raid. Like I didn't feel like, oh, we're moving like with Ice Crown. You start at the bottom, you're moving up, and then you have to get into a boat that flies us
so
to the next
cool.
corridors, and then which was a cool fight because it was also a boss. And then we moved in and you had to take down certain bosses so we can get up to the high platform or where Lich King is.
There's a flow to it at this point.
I think that and then when we look at the map, we're first going in, obviously they don't have like, you go here and then do this. You kind of get to pick where you want to go after the first few bosses. You get to decide
who you're going to fuck up first.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, we're basically going through like we're coming from the sewers. I mean, that's basically, I like that concept of how we were moving into Nighthold, which was great, and I love that because where it started was perfect. And once we go in, maybe next week, or not maybe, but when we go in next week, I'm going to pay a little bit more attention. It's kind of like when we were first, like when they released Legion, and you're going
you just
through.
Don't know what's going on. You're just like, I have no idea.
Right, you're hitting 100 to 110, and you're just like grabbing quests. You're, there's story. Here's some cut scenes. Cool. You're all focused, and then you're just grabbing quests. You really don't. I don't know. I would like to think that's probably most people out there, but you really don't start to take in the story and everything else that's happening that you didn't even realize was happening until you alt, right? It's a little bit slower pace. You don't know where it's going from, and then you start to like really look at the quests, and you might, I don't read the quests or anything like that, but I'm hearing.
No way. Oh wait, Andre used to.
RP servers.
No, like we used to have to though. If you remember, like we used to have to read the quest to kind of get it.
Well, yeah, we used to. You pick it up. You would pick up the quest and you'd go do it. And if you weren't figuring out
you had to go Google it.
What was supposed to be going on, then you would read it. Then you'd be like, "What the fuck am I supposed to be doing here?" Trying to get through it all.
This is making no sense.
Blah, 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 shut up. Yeah.
Right? And then if you still couldn't figure it out, then it was like, I better Google this. And then you were like praying.
Yeah, let me go to the
and you were praying.
Let me shoot this shit off to space and figure this out.
And you know what? A lot of the times you'd go to Wowhead and the people would be like talking about something that doesn't even like has nothing to do with this quest. Like, you look at that object, it was super shiny. Right. And did you know if you touched it, it was super shiny? And you're like, this is not helping me figure out where this freaking chicken has to go. Thank you so much. Like,
yeah, and that's what I tell women too. Just touch it.
Touch it. It'll grow. It'll grow
it's
on
magical.
You. That's hilarious.
But overall, Nighthold, great job. Yeah. Great job, Blizzard. Overall. I will take into that. I did want to. I know you mentioned it somewhere with the mount. So what do you think about some? I know you wanted to talk a little bit about some of the legendary quests. Was it main focus for the mount, or where you at with that?
The legend? You mean like the Gul'dan quest?
Well, no, for which is going to be for what's the power balance of power? When you get your artifact, it's our main
I don't know
like
what's
question.
Happening there. Do you know? Like, are we doing it now? Again, don't know. Very confused. I know that.
Yeah, because we were. Yeah, everything was waiting up to Nighthold, and then you had that quest that was like turn it in here. But it was like, but you have to wait till Nighthold is released. And then I thought there was going to be more with it. Like I turn it in and he's just like, okay, now you got to go kill some bosses.
Go get some night shards. Okay.
Like don't go grab this. Don't have me go do something else over here.
Honestly.
And,
So
I wanted to do more.
I'm at 7 of 20 night shards, which apparently made Hook it was like vexing him. I'm not sure why I got more than him, but because I missed out on getting my 15 out of my mythic chest for my legendary upgrade, but I'm not complaining or crying about it. But anyway, so I think maybe after we get these night shards, because as Legion progresses here, I feel like they're always like, oh, here's some storyline, and now go grind raids out for 6 years. And then when you're finished grinding the raid out, we're going to give you another quest that's going to give you something that you don't need. And then after you're finished with that, then we'll reward you with the big awesome thing. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see, like, obviously I'm an achiever, so the more stuff I get, the better. However, we do have this really cool quest, which is with that box, the box that we got off of the Chromatic Anomaly. Is that his name?
Right. Yeah.
So, and now we have this box quest, which apparently, if I'm understanding it correctly, once we defeat Gul'dan, then we will get this toy. Gul'dan and his toys. Yeah,
Toys.
he'll give us he's lots of them, but he'll give us this toy.
Okay.
And the toy is going to, when you use it, it's going to play back some Legion cinematics. For all of you who just aren't sick of watching them yet, you can replay, maybe like in the next expansion, when you get homesick for Legion, you'll be able to queue up your toy and watch for a while, or you want to eat some popcorn, whatever.
Is it just like certain ones, or is it like every?
They didn't
like,
say, they just said like it's Legion cinematics. So, I'm assuming like it'll probably have the very first one, where Sylvanas takes over.
probably everything with Illidan, all those little cutscenes that they did such amazing work on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just a shout out there to the Demon Hunters in case you have a girlfriend who, WoW girlfriend or a WoW boyfriend who is pretending to be your girlfriend. I don't know. But just, there's 2 toys, one of which is confirmed drop, the second of which has not been confirmed yet, that are Demon Hunter pickup only. So if you are, that special person in your life and you're looking for something to give them, you can give them this because it's lootable only by Demon Hunters, but it's tradable and sellable. Now, I know if our Demon Hunters probably get an extra one, they would totally share it with us. I'm hoping anyway.
Hook is going to give it to me.
I don't know. I think we're going to have to roll off. We're going to roll off. Oh, but we have 2 Demon Hunters. Yeah. I don't know how close you think you are, but anyway. I have boobs. Okay. No. Anyway. So the cool one, which I thought that this was really, well, this one isn't as cool to me as the second one, but the first one that has confirmed drop is called the Skull of Contemplation. And basically you just kneel down with the skull in your hand and, whatever. But some people are going to really like that.
Okay, hold on. That is huge for me. That's nostalgia.
Oh, the skull things make sense to you? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Illidan. All right, let's get some facts.
I don't know this. Yeah, let's get this on.
Yeah, Burning Crusade, Illidan going in to fight Illidan, where all this, and he's, actually was secretly sending people out, sacrificing himself so we can stop Legion, and which is why we're here in Legion, and what we're doing. So, wow, if you get he has the skull and you're kneeling down.
That's like the moment where we're winning, or like that's the moment that we've decided we're going to go save the world.
That's just him.
That's just an Illidan. Okay.
That's just what he did. You got to go. I would say the best thing is watch the Burning Crusade cinematic from like the release because it has him doing it.
Okay,
you are not prepared.
Okay, so that's so great. So a lot of people, I guess that makes sense now why only Demon Hunters can loot it. So very good, great job, Illidan. Thank you.
But it is tradable.
Okay. So yeah, it is tradable. If they choose to give it to you, they can trade it, or they can be loot WHOREs and just keep it for themselves and sell it on the auction house, I guess, if they already have one. But
I know a lot of people you're trying to like count.
What I said.
Like, whores, loot whores is where she was going.
Trying not to.
Saying.
I was spelling it for all of you out there because I don't like to say that word. But anyway, so that's the one toy. The other toy is actually called the Fell Focusing Crystal. Now, again, I don't know what this thing does because it hasn't dropped yet. People don't know. I tried to find it. Nothing's out there about it yet. But apparently this is unique to the Demon Hunter. So again, I don't know what it does. I don't know if they're going to be able to trade this one, but it's going to be coming. However, there's the coolest one that's what the box is called that we're all going to get, the memory cube. The coolest one, which I want. And I'm going to get it before you because I always get everything before you. Yes. Golden Hearthstone card, and it's Lord Jaraxxus. Yeah, Jaraxxus, I think. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it turns you into Lord Jaraxxus, and your action bar becomes all of these emotes that he does in the fight. So, like, who would not want to be that? Like, I want to be that. Yeah.
Everyone.
So, Gul'dan has his bag of toys, which, can be fun and dirty, but fun mostly. So hopefully we'll get lots and lots of downs on him. And also, I'm not sure which level these drop at. I don't know if they drop at LFR, if they start dropping normal, heroic, or
normal and above.
Okay, so there you go. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
It's safe to say that it was posted that with these dropping here, it's probably going to be safe to say that they will not drop on LFR.
Because, normal is LFR.
And that was from Reddit. That was put onto that. So keep in mind, I don't think Blizzard's going to allow the blue post. They probably might open this up. I would say just from what has happened in the past, I would say they will open this up to a drop in LFR way later on.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see. I've seen, I don't even know, like Hook showed me his mount, but honestly, I was again, too tired. And B, I think we were just like, I was at that wipe stage, in progression where you're just like, I just want to crawl in bed and die. Right. So that's kind of where I was. And don't get me wrong, I like progression, but I'm just like everyone else, there comes a point you just want to smash your face off the wall. And that's where I think I was at that point. And nor do I like looking at I'm kind of like jealous about anyone who has mounts and pets and toys that I don't have. So, and as you can tell, I'm like the worst too, because I'm like, look at my new mount, everybody. Look at me. I'm all sparkling shiny. Stinkle. And I like stick my mount right in his face. I love you, Stinkle. Right.
But I will say that just for everyone that is just a little bit hitchy, because maybe some people are trying to figure out Nighthold, and this is where I'm going to go into, yes, I need to do, when we run it again, I'm going to pay a little bit more attention. I think they need to do some fixing on the map. When you look it up, like in your journal and things like that, when you look at the try to the map and try to give a little bit more direction. I think even with some of these that are layered, like, cause you basically have boss on top of boss. It's like, there's just layers. You're just going up in this spiral thing. Have a little bit more direction, maybe a 3D map. Like when you pull up a map when you're in a dungeon, it does like this 3D, because when you can break it down, you have this drop menu that you can like. I don't even know where to break on that.
I think.
Yeah, well, I know that's a little extended for like when you're trying to. It's just these have zero. Like I said, I'm going to go in next week. And we're going to go and we're going to look at things and see if I can understand it a little bit better on the flow that's happening. Because, once we've down everything and things like that, it's like, you get then it skips you ahead and you can't really kind of walk around and kind of just take in the place a little bit. So this time I'm going to really focus, since I know that we're going to be doing normal again. Unfortunately, we didn't kill everything, but, we're going to go back on normal and then move from there. One big point I did want to bring into this for everyone that's gone in and are trying to figure out, yes, we're here to kill Gul'dan. Keep in mind why that beginning cinematic, this whole quest stuff is to go find Illidan's soul. Illidan's body is up there with Gul'dan. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to put in Sargeras' soul into Illidan's body. And that's where all these quests leads us up to, is we had to do, like, when we had to collect, what was it, 80 things, 80, right? Mm-hmm. We're getting like soul fragments, and we're finding where his soul is. And then we find where his soul is, we go grab his soul. Now we have Illidan's soul. And so what we're trying to do is go get up to Gul'dan, stop him from putting Sargeras' soul into Illidan's body. And we can mess him up by putting Illidan's soul back in his own body, so he can come back to life, and we can all praise him because he's awesome, and I love Illidan. Right. And to stop that. And then obviously, and then the 7-2 is we're tired of getting pushed around. We're going to take the fight.
I'm so tired of getting pushed around. And also, you know what else I'm tired of? Not to go off on a rant here again, but those Alliance and KT yesterday. Okay.
Which is, guess what came out today?
I know, and we're winning. I'm here now, and I'm taking a look, and we are at 9,199,970. We are winning, and they're only at 6,927,530. Boom. So we're kicking it, and KT, you're going down. Down.
So we did find out. So the Call of the Scarab is out. Anybody that's done it from back in the day, this is really cool. It definitely, especially if you were there for the opening of Encourage, and going in to take down Cthulhu and all that kind of cool stuff.
Or Cthen.
Everything.
If you're me, Cthen.
No. But going into it, like, this brought back so many memories, and these micro holidays are freaking amazing. I was worried about how this one was going to be with going into and see how it was going to handle. I do like that it is going to battle groups, so that's definitely really cool for that, because I've been kicking some Kel'Thuzad ass this today and this week. Every time I've seen anybody from Kel'Thuzad, I've been just smacking them in their face, and it feels so good. You know what?
Here is a funny story for you. So I'm a disc priest, like we all know who I'm a priest. That's not my main, but whatever. So I am out there killing the Falcosauruses, which is what I call them, but they're Falcosaurs, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Falcosauruses sounds way cooler. So I'm out there doing my little disc priest thing, chilling out, doing my thing. And I've already been killed like 19 times trying to fly into Bradensbrook by freaking KT, whatever. Okay, whatever. I land, you kill me. Fine, I get it. It's fun for you. Whatever. So anyway, I just am like off in my own little world, doing my own thing, and all of a sudden, this DK from Calphazed walks up to me and decides the game is on. And I'm like, you know what? The game is on, bro. Because I'm a disc priest and you're a freaking blood tank. We're going to be at this. He couldn't kill me. He could not kill me. He didn't even get me close to where I got him, which was half health. And then finally, I was like, you know what? I can't keep this up all day, and I don't want to give up. So Andre's like, I'm coming, babe. And so he brought his boomkin over, and he ripped his face off. And I was like, yeah, see? And then Death Knight starts running away. He like ran around and jumped, like flew off of the cliff just so that, but then he died. So it's like, you know what? That's what you get. And that happens to me all the time. Like people, just a word of like warning to you. It's really hard to kill a disc priest. So stop trying. Like it's really hard because all the damage we do heals us. Just leave me alone. I just want to quest. Just leave me alone.
Unless you play Beastmaster and we can smash pretty much anything.
We'll see about that, bro. We'll see about that.
But so back to the Call of the Scarab, and I think Horde or Alliance. I'm not going to promote the Alliance on this one because we do play Horde. I love the Horde, but for anyone listening that does play a druid, if you're trying to win, they so you have to go pick up these orbs and then you go take them back and you put them in the orb collector.
Yeah, I just did
you do
that.
it 5 times and things like that. Yeah, guess what druids can do?
No way.
You know, if you try to mount, you can't do anything. But they did not fix it because they consider it still a travel form. So druids can go into travel form and jump in the air, and it turns them into their raven. They keep the orb, and they can just fly it right over to their freaking thing and drop it.
Oh, you know what? We need to tell Andre that so that he can
all
go
the
and
more
do
druids
it.
out there. Go get all these orbs and just like you can fly back and forth. Like you can just do it nonstop. Oh my God.
Yeah, just
so
keep
quick.
it going. Like for real.
Now, with the Call of Scarab, with that, I wanted to try to ask, you got a quest. So I did some world quests, but you were saying you got a quest to kill Cthulhu.
Well, I wanted to come over here while we were like on the podcast so that I could see like kind of what the difference was, right? And it wasn't until I flew over, and I'm going to say it probably wrong because I say it, I can't even say it. Say it for me. Yeah.
Silithid.
So I, when I looked on my map, when I clicked over onto that area or into AQ, it gave me 2 quests. One to go into AQ 20 and one to go into AQ 40. So Silithon and then to kill a siren. And they're like a blue quest, obviously. And, you know, we're clearly all super geared at this point. Yeah. So, I mean, we can walk in here. And I was like, oh, I have to go in there anyway because I'm looking for a piece of my transmog. But so those ones I could see because I was literally hovering over AQ. But when I flew into the area, I got the quest to go and like summon 4 of these things and kill them, which, by the way, KT tried to jump us there and the Horde was like, sorry, go home. And then...
This is exactly what the Alliance got when the bell rung. Like Alliance were there and a lot of servers had a more Alliance there. But for whatever it is, Horde are there, even on our Alliance dominant servers, Horde come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, we like to win these things.
Come out of things and they're like...
Especially since like we are so annoyed at these KT people. Like, do you remember, were you in that was like, it was the Karazhan, the first time we were ever going to Karazhan, I remember. And I was standing on the bridge, just waiting for like Mike and Stinkle and everyone, or sorry, Fade and Stinkle to come. And Andre was coming and everything. And I was standing there and then all of a sudden it was like a blink. And there was like 5 million, and I'm not even exaggerating, 5 million Alliance. And all of a sudden I'm like dead. And I was like, did I just fall into the Twilight Zone? Like what happened?
Yeah, these so obviously they're doing balancing with servers and stuff. And we all know this, and they're not really, one day you don't see, like, you're wandering around just with Horde everywhere and you might see Alliance here or there, and then the next day all of a sudden there's so much Alliance. It's not because Alliance just decided to play that day, it's because they merged a server, people. And so you have a new server in the battle group, and Kel'Thuzad is a Alliance dominant server by I think it's like 10, 11 to 1.
They hate us.
Yeah. It's not that they hate, they're used to just killing, because it's like it was always 11 Alliance to like maybe 1 Horde. Now Now, I didn't like that they brought it in this such dominant alliance server, but now it's one of those things that it's just they're used to running in packs, and so
I don't know, but how can you be an alliance dominant server and be running
in
in packs, killing people?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't even understand where this comes from, because that's not like, we don't. I mean, I'm not going to say Horde don't do that. I personally don't.
Well,
do that.
they quest together. They have they do stuff together. You know, it seems. And I'm not saying it's just all of them do that. You know, but every time I've always seen it's like 2 or 3 of them, and yes, I've died a lot to Kel'Thuzad. I'm not gonna lie.
Every day, probably.
But you know what I do? At least once a day. But guess what I do? When I see 2 or 3 of them, I don't care.
I don't back down.
I pound on them. I jump at it. And I say, you know what? I might die, but I'm going to take 1 to hopefully 2. You down with me, you bastards.
You know what I'm finding too is now that we're not just like rolling over for them, they don't they'll jump you if there's like a lot of them. But if there's just a couple of them, no.
Mm-hmm.
And even and then you realize,
hey,
you guys aren't really that good at PvP. It's only because we were like shocked that there was like 12 of you in our face at once.
Right. Yeah. It was out of nowhere. And they're definitely very, very prominent on Tuesdays.
They are. And you know what? I've noticed that they're very prominent this week, maybe just because Nighthold opened up, but I kind of am seeing them everywhere all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. With Nighthold, and then now we have Call of Scarab. They're out there. And I'm like I said, Call of Scarab, congratulations once again. Thank you, Blizzard.
Awesome.
That this does bring back a lot of memories from vanilla days, which has been really awesome. And I know we mainly talk about WoW on this, and this is what this podcast is about. But there is something really cool coming up in January 24th. Yeah, January 24th. Go play Overwatch, because what do you get? What do you get?
The
Sam?
chicken Mal, but it's really a rooster, and it's so shiny and pretty, and I wish it was coming to WoW, and I'm so jealous. Like, and they're getting a bunch of new heroes too. So I mean, that's going to be exciting for them, I think.
Yeah. So it's really cool. You know, I'm excited. I'm gonna go play some Overwatch and have some fun. And check everything out. But yeah, a rooster man. It's the year of the rooster.
And you know, that mount is super, super cool. Like, it really is. And I know that we have one here, but it's like 9 million, and I'm not exaggerating, 9,999,000. Like, it's ridiculous. Like whoever's selling this for. And I think it came from one of those playing cards, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe you guys should just put it on your store, and I would totally buy one of those. Like, I would. You could even sell it for like $50, and I would make my husband buy me one. It's a good thing he's like sitting behind me hearing all of this as just spending his money.
Yep. But no, yeah. I like I said, we do talk about WoW, and this is what this podcast is all about. But when cool little stuff like this happens, and we all like the rooster mount and stuff like that, go play some Overwatch. It's a lot of fun. I do when I can, when WoW's not controlling my life. But
when is that?
Yeah, always. I came to Houston. For everyone out there, I'm in Houston for a little while, and having a good time, seeing some friends and stuff. But I did bring my Xbox with me as well, Xbox One, so I can get my best friend to start playing Overwatch. So maybe I can spend some more time in Overwatch later, when maybe WoW gets to a point where it's
for Overwatch, bro.
Yeah. Not right now, no.
And ladies,
but
he's single in Houston.
Yep.
Yes.
But there's going to be some other Lunar Festival is up right now.
Yeah.
I know we have some more micro holidays coming up. I know it's still in the middle of Call of Scarab, our first one, but it's pretty much there's one almost every month, a micro holiday. It could be just one day or something like that. They're all different. Some of them are focused towards like healers and stuff. I know there's one in freaking Zangarmarsh that will be coming up, and I think
healer
in
one.
April.
Yeah, they were saying that one's because that stems from the Brawlers Guild, right? Because healers were like, well,
collecting mushrooms. So all you hippies out there and stuff, they're gonna have
all you millennials can go get yourself some mushrooms.
Shrooms. And I'm healing, man. It's awesome.
Oh, man. Someone's gonna like kill us one day, I swear.
One day, probably.
Oh boy.
Oh, before I forget, we did have a question.
A question?
Yeah, we had an email, and keep in mind, guys, if we want to take your questions and things like that, email us at wowreckoninghour@gmail.com. Really easy. Just type in there wowreckoninghour@gmail.com. But this one came from the old Horty. And this one is for you,
me.
Brookz.
The first question is from me.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, lay it on me.
So This is a
Okay.
two-parter. So the first part is going to says, would you like to have Murlocs as a playable class?
Yes.
Or
Of
race,
course
sorry.
I would.
Playable race, sorry. Not class. They're not at their own class, but a
I
playable race.
sincerely wish that I could be a Murloc. I would change I would even consider if paladins could be Murlocs, I might even do it. Not even gonna lie.
Okay. Now, his second part of that is how do you think that they would differentiate between male and female Murlocs?
Okay, well, I also was thinking about this, and I think like if you guys did the quest chain in Zuna where you have to help out the Murloc, and I think it's Murky. I think it is Murky's, but like not his world quest, but like just the quest chain, and he's like in love with that Murloc,
Right.
and you can't understand anything he's saying. And you know how like the mom in there, she just has like those like crazy like curler, like she has like curly little sporadic hair, and I think like you could put like mustaches on them, or just like make them like their little muscles bulge, or like you could just get, I don't know, like there's so many like cartoon, like make it more cartoony, and there's so many cute things that you could actually do.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Like
all right. So Murlocs, come on. If you want to play something small, go play a goblin. If you're a horde, go play a gnome. If you're an alliance,
you're like you just like
Murlocs,
ripped
come
out
on.
my heart and like threw it on the ground and stomped on it.
Murlocs,
Maybe it could be like you
okay.
taught the Murloc how, like, we taught the Murlocs how to talk, or I can't even speak anymore. We taught the Murlocs how to talk.
Oh, just like you taught yourself how to
Today,
talk just
I'm
now.
Canadian. That's my excuse. I speak the Queen's English. But I have to tell you, thank you, Old Horty, for sending us that question in, and thank you for like listening to the podcast. Him and I are Twitterverse followers there, and he actually does parodies of WoW songs, and and I don't know if you guys have heard any of them, but he did a collaboration with Cavo350, who has his own YouTube channel. And the one that Old Horty did the lyrics for, wrote the song, was called Rain of Fire. So it's a parody. Yeah. So you guys should go and check it out. It's like, if you're a warlock, you'll really, really super enjoy this. And if you are PvP, it's kind of a tribute to Johnny Cash, and who doesn't love themselves a little bit of Johnny Cash? Please, guys, go look him up. It's Cavo350. That's where I found it. And Old Horty was the guy who did the lyrics. So thanks again for sending that question, and we hope to have more questions.
Yeah. Like I said, once again, and I want to say it 1,000 times like I always do, but wowreckoninghour@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Please send us some questions. I wanted to do, I definitely, next week, we're going to kind of go over a couple other things along with 715, because every week 715 is introducing something new and different, kind of our take for, as well as anybody's trying to get their legendary upgraded to 940. It looks like it's going to take like a week. That's what it comes down to. I'm at 40 of 50. And heads up on that, if you get 50, turn it in. Mm-hmm. Anything that's right now, anything that goes over 50, when you turn it in, it takes it with it. So don't hold on to it. Hopefully you're not holding on to them anyways. So if you're one away and you get emissary, and you do and it gives you like 3 or something like that, then it will definitely take it all. And there's going to be a hot fix where it won't do that in later. Don't know when the hot fix. It's probably going to come Tuesday.
If you're listening to this and you haven't, by any chance, like maybe you've been in a place where the internet doesn't exist, or you just haven't been able to play WoW, please go get the legendary quest before you open your Mythic Plus chest, because don't be dumb like me and open it and then go get the quest, because you lose those 15. So now all the boys are going to be ahead of me, and I'm going to be really upset.
Yeah, but I thought you said you got an email or mailed to you or something. I did like a quick
on my priest yesterday. I didn't go in. I didn't get the quest again first. I don't know what I was thinking. And but I did open 2 of my emissary caches, and I was like, oh crap, I did it again, right? I lost 4, but I wasn't as butthurt about it because it was my priest. But anyway, when I went and picked up the quest from the blacksmith in Dalaran, they credited me back my 4. So I think maybe they must have done a hotfix on that, because obviously that's huge. Like losing 15 of those to level up it's huge. So, but please, if you don't be like me.
Yeah, definitely go get that. Take care of that. But that's the show. And like I said, we're going to be here same time, Same bat time, same bat hour
Bat
next
hour?
week. So
Oh,
yeah.
and hey, I'm also on Twitter and Instagram, and I post random photos of like my chinchilla with his balls hanging out of his cage and stuff. So I don't know, like you might you might want to like follow me. So my Twitter is just at Brookz, which is BROOKZ, and it's
Z
Z for Americans, and then just WRH, so Wow Reckoning Hour, but just sorted down. And for my Instagram, it's just Brookz, WRH. So please like follow me, friend me, whatever. I will keep you entertained. I can swear to that.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. And then and as always, you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter at Wow Reckoning Hour, abbreviated on the hour, and then as well as on Facebook is Wow Reckoning Hour. You can just type in Reckoning Hour, you'll find us on there. Post your questions, like I said, for the 10th time now, at Wow Reckoning Hour at gmail.com. Send us your questions. We definitely want to answer those. If you have something with classes or anything like that, we'll segment time, make sure we get to your questions.
And it can be anything. Yeah.
Anything. Yeah. I mean, obviously something about WoW, but
no dating questions type.
Oh, no. I probably am the last person to give out
I meant
dating
like
advice.
Girls who might want to date you, asking questions about what you like.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Send pictures.
Send nudes. Please attach nude photos of yourself, all you men, and hope this type opens it.
Yeah, whoa. That's our show today. Thanks everyone for listening. And we'll be here next week, kind of go over some more stuff about Nighthold and our take. Hopefully we'll be talking about Gul'dan and our takedown of Gul'dan. And then as well as some of the our take on the completion of the micro holiday. Hopefully we'll be celebrating Horde's flag. That'll be flying. So on and so forth through that. So we will see y'all next week, and don't forget, keep calm and fly on.